The Lucky Harp is beautifully sampled. It comes with 36 samples per note. There's 6 velocity layers and 6 round robin samples. It feels great to play, and there are some really nice musical controls here in the Kontakt interface that not only help it sound better than it already is, but lend some interesting sound design possibilities. I'm going to play you a little sequence I have done up here with just the factory default settings. Nothing's changed, no plugins added, and it sounds beautiful just as is. Now when you press this button, it adds in a reverb, and it's not only a beautiful reverb with a great impulse response, but it adds a kind of width to the sound. It just makes the whole thing kind of stereoized. And the decay allows you to adjust the reverb time and sort of the overall space and width of the reverb as it's added. I'm going to play it and then press this on as it's playing, and you'll hear it open up. Really beautiful sound, and we have an attack control here, and by obscuring the attack we can get some really interesting pad-like sort of swells up into the attack of a note, and it gives a nice sort of ethereal, nice effect. And same thing with the release. We can lengthen or shorten the release and get some interesting sort of moody, ethereal qualities from this same sample set. And there's also a gentle EQ that allows for a boost or cut at the high end at 12 kilohertz. Let's play it, and I'll bring up the attack, and it'll slow down the attack of the note, and you'll hear the way it sort of changes the whole shape of the sound. So really beautiful sounding instrument. The Indi Glock comes in native EXS24 format and in Kontakt format, and there's a few extra controls in the Kontakt version. And it comes with a legato sample set and a muted sample set. Here's a little region played back on the EXS24 version. So we can play with the attack and release in the interface of the EXS24. But let's look at the Kontakt version. And here I've got the muted version loaded in, and let's just listen to it as is with the same region. It's got the same dedicated reverb and decay time settings. And as a nice touch, there's a dedicated width control to control it separately from the space that the impulse response places it in. So we can get a nice wide stereo image independent of the reverb, and there are dedicated attack and release controls for more sound design-like possibilities. So that's the Indi Glock, and this is the muted version. The Performer Chord is a lovely sounding reed-based instrument that's kind of a cross between an accordion and an organ. And again, it's got some really nice reverb here that just creates the perfect space for it. And there's two versions. There's a left-hand version that plays chords with one-note triggers, and there's a right-hand version for melodic lines. So they both have nice reverb and decay sound, and there's optional fan noise. This instrument is a noisy instrument, so you can turn it on or off, and you can dial up the amount of noise as well as key noise. Here's a little arrangement done up with a left-hand part and a right-hand part. Here's the left-hand part alone, and we can dial up more reverb for more ambience. And we can add the noise in. You can even hear the fan ramp up. And again, key noise is optional as well. We can dial it up. And here's the right-hand version with more reverb. So you really hear the noise there. but it adds to the realism. So that's the Performer chord. The bass pedals instrument set is a fantastic sounding set of organ pedals that have been sampled with a variety of settings that shape the sound at source. And what's great is that each instrument has been recorded separately with a dynamic mic and ribbon mic. Now the Kontakt version has GUI controls that allow you to blend the two, and the EXS version has separate instruments for each of the two mics. So I've programmed up a simple little part here, and I'm going to play it in context and switch between the different instrument versions and mic settings, and you'll hear the different qualities that each of these sample sets have. Now these are great sounding instruments. They have a great kind of sub-low end, and they work great on their own or blended and layered with other bass sounds, synth sounds or whatever, for a nice kind of low-end component to a blended bass sound. So they're suitable in a lot of styles of music. So let me go through these different styles for you here. So there's really a wide range of tonal colors here, as I say, that work great either on their own or blended and layered with other bass sounds. The music box sounds and feels great to play. It's sampled from multiple music boxes. There are 8 velocity layers, and they each contain unique kinds of noises and squeaks and creaks from the instrument that really give it a lifelike quality. And below the playable range of the instrument, we also have the actual wind-up noises of the instrument, which gives it, again, a real nice sound design and lifelike aspect to it. For example, so there's nice sound effects to work with. Now I'm going to play you a little thing I've done up here just with the music box straight, and then I'm going to play it back again, and you'll see that as we adjust the ADSR controls and add a bit of processing, it's really got a kind of evocative, eerie, macabre type of quality to it that connotes the sounds we associate with horror movies and scary, eerie type of scenarios and soundscapes. Here it is straight. So it's very pleasant sounding. Let's add in some subtle chorus, a little bit of reversed reverb, and I'm going to play with the attack controls, and you'll hear the kind of qualities that it can evoke. So there's really an interesting wide range of sonic possibilities. So that's the Bad Cat Media sample pack. It's really a wonderful collection of eclectic instruments. I don't think you're going to go wrong with it, whether you're using EXS24 and or Kontakt versions. And I think they make a nice addition to any composer's sound palette. Enjoy.